Well, a very good evening to you from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much for sticking with us right here on Y254 TV. This is your #1 youth station. My name is Ram Aguko, and this is Power Talk, the best place to be each and every Thursday. Of course, I repeat, all of this show airs again every Friday at noon. Now, remember, we are coming to you live from the broadcasting house here in Nairobi, Kenya. We are also streaming live through our website, and that's at www.kbc.co.ke/Y254. Tonight, let's talk about setting standards in a relationship. Before you begin that relationship, what are those things that you say are your bare minimum? Do you have a bare minimum? Do you have standards that you've set? And do you have qualifications? If that term is the best to use. Do you have qualifications that you've set for this partner that you want to be with? So that if they don't meet these standards or bare minimums or qualifications, then it's off. Let's talk about setting standards in a relationship. And to my far right in this particular discussion, I'm with Rodney. Karibu sana baba.
Asante sana.
Yes. And of course, Ayuma Kagule here today, also joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before we begin, Rodney is an artist.
Yeah.
Anajulikana, there is a stage name.
Yes.
Boy Rodo.
Big Boy Rodo. They call me Big Boy Rodo. So I flowed with it, Since
yes.
campus. So that's to me.
What kind of music do you do?
Hip-hop rapper. Basically, I don't confine myself in a particular genre or style of music. But yeah, so I'm a hip-hop rapper. I do bounce, I do kapuka, I do, rock music sometimes, and like that. So when you flow, you can flow in any beat. So yeah, that's me. But on the side, I'm also an entrepreneur. The other business is on the side. So tunasoma.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
I love what you said hapa mwisho.
Yeah.
The last genre you mentioned. Lingala.
I wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
Me too.
And rock.
And rock.
No, there's a Lingala track we did, but ijatoka bado with Vince on the beat.
Wow.
So we've not bado ijatoka. So nimeflex tu hapo nijibambe. So it's sometimes music is just having fun with it,
All right. Thanks so much for coming, my brother.
Yes.
I appreciate it. And of course, Ayuma, how have you been?
I've been very good.
Happy to see you. The last time we were together was in the year 1960s.
Wow. I thought it was just like a few weeks ago, maybe like a month ago or so, something around there. But no, I'm so happy to be here. Like at this point now, I think I'm home. You guys should just make a special chair just for me every single time I come here. Like I think I'm home now.
And it should be labeled
Ayuma. Yeah.
Standards, eh?
Yeah.
Standards. Exactly.
How can people find you guys on social media if they want to get a hold of you? Let me start with you, Rodney.
Yeah, so social media, I cut across on all platforms as Big Boy Rodo. No underscores, no slash, no whatever caps lock, just Big Boy Rodo. Everywhere, IG, Facebook, Instagram. I joined the TikTok the other day. I used to have a notion that Mabazo would work in TikTok, but because of numbers and so everywhere Big Boy Rodo.
Ayuma?
Yes, you can find me at Ayuma Kaguli on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Yeah. By the way, I love these two. I know you will also love them. This duet.
Yes.
Even as we proceed with this conversation, head over to our Facebook page. That's at Y254. Like the page and head over to our post of the day where we've posted the question of this particular discussion, setting standards in a relationship. Drop in your comments on the comment section below. Let us know where you're watching us from. Feel free to give in your thoughts, and I shall sample your feedback a bit later on during this evening discussion. Setting standards in a relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start. And we'll start with ladies first. Ayuma.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to put out there is because she made it public already.
Yeah.
That she's engaged.
Yes. Yes, I am.
So,
I am engaged.
Ayuma, before you got engaged,
Yeah.
Did you have standards that you set?
Yes.
That you said, in my relationship, there must be set bare minimums.
Yeah.
So that if this guy doesn't meet them, then it's an off. Did this guy meet your bare minimum? Did you just say, okay, we will work
Let's
this out?
compromise.
Eh,
No.
they say in every relationship there must be a compromise.
Yeah.
Well, how was it for you?
No, but for me, like I like how you said bare minimum, because there's needs and there's wants. But wants we can compromise. With needs, there's no compromising. And before now, like you start to build a relationship with someone and you get to know their heart and their personality. Number one thing for me, bare minimum, is a physical attraction. Before I can even get to know how great that personality of yours is, and how amazing your soul and everything is in your heart, there has to be some sort of physical attraction for you to even come up to me and say hi, and for me to come up to you. Like, I feel as if like a lot of times, especially for us ladies, we get ourselves in trouble with, maybe you're looking at someone's pockets, you're looking at other things that don't make you actually attracted to this person. Then you're stuck with them, and a man can always tell when you're not attracted to them, when you don't want to be with them and spend time with them, and when you're forcing issues. So I think bare minimum, number one, physical attraction. Before now, you start getting to know each other.
So you said physical attraction, and there's still some question marks. If I was a cartoon, I'd have some things on my. How can you establish that you're physically attracted to somebody?
I look at you,
remember,
like I
you've
get
just met.
butterflies in my chest, and see if I think you're handsome or not. Can you be with someone who you think is ugly?
No.
Exactly.
But the people who say that don't marry for beauty. Beauty fades.
And I don't think you should marry for beauty, but honestly, you shouldn't be with someone who you don't think is beautiful.
So you're saying the first thing, physical attraction.
Initially, that's what gets you to even start talking to that person.
So for your guy, that was...
Hey, he's there. That one tick. That one is there. Tick. Yeah.
So give me like a list for you, bare minimum.
So there's that. Number two, there has to be humor and conversation.
It must be
we
funny.
have to really, very funny. Like for me, I want you to be my friend, because that's when all the other things can fade away. But when we're still down, when we're not having good times and everything, I still want you to be my friend, that we can laugh and talk and have good communication. Yeah.
Okay. So are you done with your list? You're done? You're good?
And financial stability.
Let me come to you, Rodney. You've had her list.
Yeah, I've had her list.
I don't know if men have lists. Gentlemen, do you have lists that you've stated for yourself that these are the bare minimum? Rodney, do you have bare minimums? Do you have standards set?
I was actually surprised because when she was talking, I was like, her number 3 is supposed to be number 1.
The financial status.
Yes. Because for physical attraction, we men, we are the ones who are physical beings. We get attracted by first what we see. At this day and age, I don't think ladies so much consider that. So long as they give you peace, and then they are funny, and then of course financially stable. That's what I think.
So So in your list, the first thing is physical attraction.
Yeah, for most men.
No, for you. For you.
Of course, before I hit on a woman, she has to. Yes.
I think all human beings, not just men.
It comes second. It's not a priority for ladies, but it should come second or third. For myself, for men generally, physical attraction, yes, is there, but we normally fall in love with who a woman really is. Actually, going back to her again, sorry, I'm on your case. I was expecting her to say, I would want a man who does this for me, loves me like this, treats me like this, blah, 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 me, like that. That's not really the case. But for us, we'll talk about a woman. I want a woman who fears God, a woman who's clean, a woman who at least can cook and, can do some of these things, can understand me, and we can work on and achieve a particular goal. Right. So for us, it's more of course, communication is there and all that, but for us, it's more polite and So
it's a bit mellow. It's not.
Yes, it's mellow. So it's so easy,
It's easy. Now we are going to compare standards for men and let me say, gentlemen and ladies.
Yes.
We shall compare these standards. And now, we are going to have structured conversation. Now, yes, you've talked about your own lists, your own things that at least these things have to be there.
Our very short list. Yeah.
Okay, let's say her list was short. It means it can be elongated even further. Now, I want us to start by mentioning a few case scenarios. Okay, one, we have people who talk about physical attraction. Remember, we are setting standards for a relationship. Physical attraction. You said that for men are physical beings. You must like what you see first. All right? You must like what you see. You said the same applies to ladies. Although I'm inclined to feel like for women, it's I don't know. I'm reasoning as a man.
Yeah.
That for women, it's more of maybe they check whether this guy is.
What else can complement the physicality?
No, not exactly that, but in terms of strength.
Yes.
In my view, they look at security, power, strength, and such like things. Yes. You will highlight that first. Physicality. Where do we compromise? Where should we set a compromise and say that beauty isn't all that matters? There is a counselor who once came to this show and said that mwanamke ni tabia, sura tutatengeneza baadaye. Rodney.
Yes and no. Mwanamke ni tabia. Definitely, if you're choosing a woman to be the mother of your children,
yes,
tabia has to come through, because this is what your children will also inherit, whether sons or daughters. So tabia is you can't compromise.
Can you compromise the face?
Now,
Surah.
You know, I'm responsible for how my kids will look like by choosing for them, for them a beautiful mother. No, we're just talking here. So, I'm really responsible for how they will look like. So I have to choose a beautiful mother, you know. So also, my take is. I cannot compromise.
You cannot compromise on her face.
We cannot compromise on that. At this day and age, we might not compromise.
All right, Ayoma, can you compromise the handsomeness of a man for the sake of other things?
Let me tell you, I think what we, for women, it's more than just, the general standard of what you think a man is handsome. You know, he doesn't have to have a six-pack, he doesn't have to be tall, he doesn't have to have hair. There's certain things that just make you attractive. So if I can find that one thing that I find attractive about you, I'm okay. So if it's like, I like your eyes, I like your whatever, that's fine, and that will continue there, even if you gain weight throughout the relationship. By the time we're 10 years in, you have a huge kitambi, I'm still going to be there because I like you.
You know, there's some people who have beautiful parts.
But in general, if I truly feel that you are not I don't want to say ugly, because it just sounds so bad to call someone ugly. But
how much term do we use?
If I don't find you attractive,
let's say less beautiful.
No, let's just say you're not attractive to me. See, everyone has different things that they call it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if my eyes are not seeing your beauty, I can't force myself to see the beauty. Like this, I don't know how to explain. There has to be that initial thing, because then I feel as if how do you first get to know their heart and all of those things? If at the surface level, when a guy just comes up to you and says hi, let's say you're at a store or something, what is getting you attracted to them before you know them?
We've got campus ladies that say that, you know what, he may not be that handsome, but I love his heart.
Yes.
But how did she know his heart before she started? She just said, hey, this guy is ugly, but let me get to know his heart.
And that's why I was saying, for physical beauty is not your priority.
Yeah.
It's not a lady's priority. So that's how I was saying, for them, that could be number 2, 3, or 4. Yeah.
Is it possible that she knows other things about him, so she's willing to give him a chance?
Yes, and that's my point. That's my point. We are setting standards, yes, but we are saying, for lady, we are saying that, you know what, I love how he reasons.
Right.
I love his mind. I love blah, 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 but it's only that maybe his facial structure needs some working out, but it's okay. I love his eyes.
Yeah.
The rest we can survive.
Yeah.
Is that the mind that
But me,
ladies
I
should
need
have?
to love something. Like so that one, I like how you said it. I like your mind, I like your whatever. But even in your physical structure, I need to like something. So like you said, your eyes, your lips, your beautiful skin. There has to be something.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the physical, the other parts now. Some people, for lack of a better term, some people have problems here.
Yeah.
And I know, because this discussion is mostly for those who are not yet married, by the way. Yeah. If you're married, you can advise us. There are people, before they start dating or get engaged to someone, they set standards and say, I want a man with a six-pack. Or I want a man who's like Rodney. Yeah. You see Rodney's body size. If you compare his size and mine,
the same.
no, we are a bit different. Are we the same?
But you headed there.
With hard work and determination, even you.
Yes. Yes. With hard work and determination, all things are possible.
Amen.
Now, there's some people who reason like that.
Yeah.
Is that a good way of thinking or a bad way of thinking? There's some men who say, I want a lady that has a certain figure.
Yeah.
They're in campus and they see some lady walking around. Yeah. I love this part of the body. I love that part of the body. Is the structure, we are talking about from the neck. In the first part, we're talking about face, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, from the neck down below, is that also important to consider? Rodney?
I feel like I have yes and no for all your questions. Because you see, even in the Bible, the physical beauty of a woman is really described and, detailed.
Yes.
So it has something to do with, it has some importance, you get. So the physical beauty of a woman has to play some role in a man's life.
Okay.
So it has some importance. But going forward past that, it fails to get its importance once you have that lady. Now everything else even the beauty fades away. Because the way you say it, mwanamke ni tabia.
Yeah.
After now the beauty. Hii tabia, mwanamke hata akiwa na tabia mbaya, the beauty fades. You don't see the beauty in her. So if putting on a scale beauty and then maybe character, the physical appearance weighs less for a serious relationship.
Okay.
But it is important. It weighs less, but it is important for a man at the early stages of a relationship.
It weighs less, but it's important. So you may be beautiful, but your character.
Yeah. It will definitely overweigh. Yeah.
Okay, Ayoma?
I actually agree with you. At the early stage of a relationship, you are looking at the physical side, but as it develops more and more and more, that doesn't really matter. But as you were saying, from the neck down, honestly, I could care less. You could be skinny, you can be medium, you can be fat, you can be whatever. Like, I feel as if it wouldn't matter.
And maybe you can tell me, I don't know if it is true. Do young ladies... from before the world opens your eyes, do ladies have this fantasy of this structure of a man they want to get married to?
Let me tell you, there's girls and then there's women. So I think girls want to... So you might want the muscles and the six-pack, and he goes to the gym 8 days a week. Yeah, that's why I just went like this, when you're young and everything, which is also nice. It's beautiful, but when you're younger, that's the most important thing to you. But then when you grow up and you've gone through life and you've met different types of people, you realize that that doesn't matter. That they can be beautiful on the outside and they're ugly on the inside.
So somebody watching you today should understand that fact.
Yeah.
The older you get,
yeah.
It's the same even for young boys.
Well, I don't think so. I think if even for older men, of course for your wife, you would want her to look as pretty as she was looking like when you met her.
Okay.
And do the men stay that same way too? Because I feel like that's true. Men always want someone beautiful on their arm, no matter what age they are. By the way, they'll be 80 and he'll still be there looking for the hottest girl.
So you have even sponsors that are looking for,
So some standards we want to retain till
You should. Yeah.
marriage.
Till after, even.
Till after marriage.
Yeah. Because,
Okay.
physical attraction, that's why...
No, not after marriage, after the wedding.
Yes.
Right.
Even after, you should maintain that, that's why even at old age, I'd still look this way, for example.
Okay.
That's a vow to myself. So you
But the
just
average
implement-
man won't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The average man, once they get married, them tell you they're not going to be CG there in the gym every single day once they've already captured the woman. And I think life just goes on.
Should it be this? Should that be so? Should it be so?
If you expect me to look a certain way, I would expect you to continue looking a certain way also.
Wouldn't you be implying your standard or applying your standards onto someone else who doesn't believe in what you believe in? Your standards of what a man ought to be in a relationship.
But you see, me, I don't mind if you let yourself go. But I also don't want you to look at me once I've had children and my stomach is over here, and you're there asking me why don't I look like the way I was when we first got married. But him is saying he wants you to continue looking like that. So I hope that even as you're 50, 60, 70, you're still there in the gym and exercising.
Yeah, it's more of that and all that. But, yeah, so I mean, for men, we would expect our mamas to look fine till 50s. That's kind of whether you will give birth or you will. For me, I would slightly expect.
Even after children and life just brings you
If she's
weight.
hot, if she's hot, she's hot.
Huh? Will you also maintain that physique for her?
Yes, anything for her.
Huh? Standards, eh? Let's talk about chemistry. Chemistry. There are some standards that, of course, even as you talk about this, it's important for you to also consider what are those standards you're setting for yourselves. Chemistry, is it an important aspect?
Very.
And how do you rate chemistry? What is the SI unit? What is the weighing scale of saying, we've got good chemistry? Ayuma.
I think when you can be able to just talk and banter one another without like awkward silence, that no matter what, if you're stuck in a room like during COVID times and you're there in quarantine and the two of you are together, you can be able to talk. You can be able to interact with each other without it being awkward. Like that's what I'm saying. I feel as if chemistry and friendship are kind of like the same kind of thing. Like I'd want you to feel like my best friend. And I think that's why a lot of girls, once you get into a relationship for a while, your partner becomes your best friend.
But some men aren't as talkative as women can be. In fact, we all see these marriage setups where the man is quiet, the woman is so
she's just talking to herself.
But and if you ask the woman what's happening, mzee wa nyumba wana nyamaza. He's a quiet man.
I don't think I could survive a man like that.
You can't survive.
On the flip side, I think I would say when we are in the same room and we can be able to just even maintain that silence without talking and be comfortable with each other, that's chemistry to me.
That's chemistry.
Yes, because we don't really need to be talking all the time, engaging in any. Sometimes you just be deep in your thoughts, her deep in her thoughts, and you still vibe and you still connect. That is deeper spiritual chemistry than the physical chemistry. Yeah.
But then, how should we define it even further? I'm looking at chemistry in terms of more than just a talk. There are people who will talk to you because they are interested in you. But once they've gotten what they wanted from you, they withdraw. Then where did the chemistry go to here?
I think in this generation, we don't call it chemistry, call it vibe.
Oh yes, vibe.
So napenda vibe yake, So if you guys love each other's for
Vibes.
example, even career, what she does for a living, what you do for a living, your skills, your attributes, the things that excite you also excite your partner, then that is chemistry to me. And that's what people call vibe. So if you love football, you make maybe the same jersey, Omondis like that. So you go to the same match together. Yeah, that's chemistry to me. So it's more vibe and how you interact.
Is putting on a uniform part of chemistry?
Yeah, it's.
Those vitenges and.
I think it is.
Then that means I have no chemistry because I hate it. I hate those matching outfits. Let me tell you, I hate them so much.
You know, maybe not necessarily. You see, when you say vitenges, maybe imagining some Nigerian head to toe. Not like that. Probably you have matching bracelets, his and hers. You know, something like that. Probably wear the same kicks.
Queen,
you know,
t-shirts with king, queen.
Yeah, you see that kind of thing. You're not for. To me, I find that attractive, and I think also builds on the chemistry. Yeah, the physical chemistry, the outward, and then which later replicates the internal one. Now the spiritual one.
Are you convinced? Are you?
No. I don't see myself. I don't know. But I think that's just a fashion preference. You know, maybe I just don't want to match clothes. But I do think like chemistry is important in terms of like even like your personalities complementing each other. Yeah. So maybe we might not be the same personality. If I'm like you were saying how someone is loud and someone is quiet, but there still has to be a way that like you can find the middle ground where you bring him out of his shell and maybe he lets you keep quiet a little bit. You learn to, to think through your words before you speak. Things like that.
Even let's talk about this. I want to bring it into something else in this mix. What are they called? Personalities, character. This sanguine, melancholic, phlegmatic, and
all of those things.
Those things, choleric. I think I've mentioned all of them.
Extroverts,
extroverts, introverts.
Yeah.
Those characters. Thanks, Timothy. Timothy has reminded me of something. Stars, Aquarius, Saturn, Aries,
Sagittarius.
Yes, Virgo. Is it Virgo?
Virgo.
Virgo.
Yeah.
Do they matter when it comes to setting a standards in a relationship? You're saying that before I date you, I must know your star. There are people who do that.
Yeah.
It's a standard.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't think it really matters.
Do you read the stars? Do you read those?
Yes, but I don't believe in them. These are just names that were given according to, these people who they meditate and study the stars and believe in. It actually boils down also to your religious bearing, So I don't really believe in that.
It should not be a standard set.
It is not. Yeah, that's not a standard.
There are people who believe that there are some stars that are best.
Yeah, which are compatible and which are not. Yeah,
compatible, and some stars are not compatible. So they will ask you before they go far. So when is your birthday? Nataka uje kama mulikuwa mnaongea mara siku zile siku za kwanza and the first question was your birthday. Stars.
Yeah.
Ayuma, your thought on that?
I'm one of those people, but like not to an extreme sense, because like I'm a Leo, and in general we're just like the kings and queens of everybody. So I'm accommodating to everybody else, because as a Leo, like you can't really you're the best. So everyone else, like you just have to accept them. But no, no. So like I understand the star sign thing. I believe in it, but it's not as serious enough where if I find out that when you look and you see you're not compatible, then I'm not gonna give you a chance. No, I don't believe in it that much. But but there's some characteristics or certain signs where Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Yeah.
You said you're a.
I don't even know. I think October is it?
October. It depends on the dates.
Yeah.
October 5th.
You're a Libra.
Yeah, I'm a Libra.
5th is what? Libra. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's
okay. Yeah. It's acceptable. Libra is okay. Yeah.
So if you're checking your stars, you go to your newspaper. There are people who every day when they get a newspaper, they're not interested in politics or business or anything else. They just go to the back page and read their star. Should they proceed with setting such a standard in your own belief?
No.
What would you advise them?
I'd advise that. Okay, it's good to know certain personality traits, and a lot of time, okay, according to me, as someone who believes in it, when you get to know somebody, you can see how that personality aligns with like certain characteristics of certain star signs. But honestly, sometimes oil and water mix. You don't have to be this. Even when this books and everything say that you guys are not going to be compatible, it still works out, you know. Especially since like, you know, God is number one. To me, I still feel as if like all of these other things, it's not that serious. It's not something that you shouldn't date someone just because of their star sign.
All right.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I mean, she's right. I don't really take into consideration stars and their importance. I mean, life has too much to offer, and life is beautiful, and people are amazing out here, regardless of stars. Blah, blah. You just get to know a person and live life. So to me, stars don't really.
It doesn't matter.
They're not heavy. I don't even consider them in my top 100 priorities. They're just there to.
Do you know there's a time someone told me, Ram, the reason why people suffer nowadays is because they don't know their stars. So they gave me this writing.
Yeah.
So I went through it and I was told mine is is it a Virgo?
You're a Virgo.
Yes. 3rd September.
But you know, Beyonce is also a Virgo, so.
Yeah, awesome people are.
Yeah.
So we should not consider. Don't put much weight.
No, it's not important.
Just read to know
It's
how
just
best
for
to
fun.
handle them.
It's just for fun.
Yeah. All right. Phlegmatic, choleric, all those characteristics. Introverts and extroverts. There are people who believe that an introvert and an extrovert are best suited, and two extroverts can't rhyme. Do you believe in that? Rodney. I know you've heard of that.
Yeah, of course I've heard of that. So if there's a situation, I'm giving you a situation where there are two extroverts who've come together. So if one goes out, who is supposed to watch the kids? Because both of them are out. Somewhere in Kilimanjaro, somewhere in Riverside. So who's supposed to watch the kids? But then again, it comes down to compromise, because regardless of the nature of your personality, situations align themselves in a way that you are supposed to compromise a certain aspect about you. So if you're an extrovert and this time you're supposed to, you know, go pick the kids in school, I'm gonna go spend time with you, go take the kids back home, or you have to compromise a little bit of that.
Okay.
So whether you're introvert or an extrovert, then introverts also, it comes a point where you have to entertain the other partner's family.
All right.
So regardless of how much you want to be enclosed in a box, you have to compromise that aspect.
All right.
So yeah. So to me, extroversion or introversion, it should not be a major factor in a relationship, so long as each is ready to compromise.
And even as you talk, guys, I hope you are taking tips here. I hope you're taking tips from home, wherever or wherever you are, and tell us if you are convinced into leaving or adopting some of these things.
Yeah.
Ayuma, you have a comment on that before I move
I
on?
100% agree with him.
Yeah, you agree?
Yes.
All right. Let's move on to something else called, what is the name of this? There are some men that women describe as people who are, they give it, women say that I want a man who gives me attention. If he doesn't give me attention, I would rather opt for someone else. So they look for that character trait in this man. Does he give me attention? Is he does he spend his time with me? I want someone who I can talk to. I want someone that I can vent my issues to. And you want to gauge that on the first day, whether this guy is attentive or not. And there's some men who also consider that aspect. Is that something that should be there as a standard?
Yes,
Ayuma?
definitely. I think that's one of the top ones over there, because what you give your time, your effort, your attention to is what you feel is important. So if you don't give me attention, then you clearly don't think that I'm an important person in your life. So why are we together? You know, if I have to beg and plead to get your attention, if we have to do all these gymnastics in order for us to spend time with each other, in order for us to be able to do things for each other,
Just opt out.
I'm done. Yeah.
All right. Rodney?
Then again,
Complicated one. Men are affected here.
I think it really depends on the man. If you love someone, what happened to if you love me the way I am? If I cannot give you that much attention, how would you expect me? That's why men, we are expected to provide, protect, and I can't remember the third P. So if I'm out there, I think ours should be regulated attention. You should yes, regulated attention.
Regulated attention.
Because
as long as it's attention.
I can never ever. There's no man in this world who has ever given enough attention to a woman. There's no man who has ever done that. So ours is because we have to spend time outside to look. Either you spend time with the family or you spend time outside.
In other words, you're saying there is no woman on earth who has ever received enough attention the way she wants.
Never. No single soul.
But what is your reason for you're saying why can't you give that attention?
Because we have to provide, we have to protect, we have to do other things, we have to achieve our goals and dreams and all that. And a man has more mandate than a woman, so to speak.
You know what's interesting? I think men are very good at multitasking when it comes to their own things. You're a rapper. Listen, he's a rapper. He's an entrepreneur.
Yes.
He wears many hats.
Yes.
And then you give your partner the small bakisho. The things that are at the end, you say, now here's what I'm able to do for you. Because now, me, I have to go out there and hustle. You will never look at your business and say, this business is bringing in cash, let me not give it too much attention. You're still going to give it attention because it's giving in
for
cash.
You.
But your partner is giving you that cash in a different way. She's giving you a sense of peace and mind and everything. You get to be able to have someone that you can talk to about your problems, that you can be able to find peace and love and affection, which some people would say is even more than the financial part. You know what I mean? I think that whatever you find important in life, honestly, you will find time for it.
Finding time is now the regulated part, I would say. In my busy schedule and businesses, etc., I'm doing this for you either way. So it's part of me giving you attention anyway. Because I'm doing this and I'm thinking about you. So you're still in my mind.
A man is busy.
Yeah, man.
But even women are busy. Nowadays, women work as well. And still, you're working. You're taking care of children.
Yeah.
You're still taking care of your husband who becomes another person that you're taking care of,
Okay.
Cook for you, clean for you, whatever for you.
For
be
us,
there.
because when you cook, you also eat.
No, but I'm saying we're taking care of you as well, of the family.
So if you're doing it, you're not doing it for me, you're doing it for us.
Yes, but I'm saying we're still able to give you attention as well.
Let me get it from the both of you here. You're saying, Rodney, that no man has ever received 100% attention.
There's no single soul.
No single soul.
No single woman's female soul.
I don't know if women agree with that.
No.
My camera lady here, she has.
No, they know. Of course, they know. You will never get 100% attention because then one part of the man has to suffer, either the career, or the hustle, the side business.
Also, you're saying if a woman gets 100% of your attention, there's something.
But we're not asking for 100. We're not asking for 100%. We're just asking for a percentage. You know what I mean? Even as people who a significant amount. Let's say, for example, you go to work. You work from 8 to 5. You come back home at 7. When you come back home, I expect you to be spending that time with me. I don't expect you to, even if it means that, we're watching a movie together, we're enjoying dinner together, we're doing something together, but, that's that quality time now that we're having together.
If this guy doesn't give you that quality time, will you opt out?
I think what happens is you grow apart.
You'll grow apart.
You'll grow apart.
What percentage of attention do you need? I want to understand women. I don't know.
I also fail to understand, bro.
But if I just
I fail to understand.
I think I just explained nicely. If you're working all day, work. No one has told you to work, not to work. Just come home and spend time with me.
8 to 5 is not enough. That is, if you want to be a basic man, be an 8 to 5 man. I'll provide the bare minimum. But if I'm out there 12 hours plus.
So what time are you coming home as you're hustling?
No, the time I'm coming home shouldn't even be a subject of discussion. It really depends on my errands outside, So
Okay.
We can actually sit down and discuss how much time you'd want me to give you.
All right, I want us to move to something else.
Okay.
I want us to move to something else. There are people who set a standard here that if a guy does not take you out, this guy doesn't like you. One standard is he must take you out.
I don't think
Ayuma.
so. I don't think that's that important. Maybe in the beginning when you're still getting to know each other, and clearly, of course, you're not living with each other, so you must go out in order to get to know each other. You know, I think that's important. But I think also men get scared when you hear "take me out." It doesn't mean we have to go to the fanciest restaurants and the most extravagant dates and everything. We can do simple things. We can go for a walk. We can go for it. It's the effort that you're putting into having an experience with me.
Going out doesn't necessarily mean going to a restaurant
Or anything expensive.
or anything expensive.
Yeah. Let's go
Could
for
be-
a walk. Let's go do
Wait,
a.
no, okay. First
See,
of all,
there's plenty of parks in this beautiful Kenya of ours. Eh?
now, is it a standard that ladies should have? Remember, Ayuma, we're talking about going out. Is it a must that you set it there?
You have to take time out to spend quality time together. That's what I'm gonna say. So as you're in your relationship, whether it's on, and it shouldn't all be on the man. Even the woman can go ahead and organize these things. But special time has to be taken out where you're going out to spend time together in a romantic setting, where it's not just your everyday life and things are just going on normal, or else you miss the romance. So that's important.
Okay, Rodney?
I slightly differ. You know, if you buy a woman experience, they really love that. To me, you should take a woman out at least twice a month. At least twice a month.
Wait, Ayuma, have you had that?
Yeah, twice a month.
At least
Twice a month, at least.
All these, yeah, because you know, you are basically, for a woman, you love being loved. You are created to be loved. That's why even you want attention. Why would you want attention? You know, because you are created that way. You are wired that way.
You do know that there are people who have not gone out for more than a month.
Yeah.
Even a year can go by, can pass by. They don't go out. They are just okay.
Women, a whole year.
Yes.
You haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
He can't even take you to a car park. You walk around and hold hands.
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
Is that really going out?
No, that's like, you tell me a whole year you can't even spend a date. For me, that's a date. Just I need a date. It doesn't have to be a restaurant. It doesn't have to be a movie. Just a date. Surely you can't. It shows a lack of wanting a romantic experience with me.
I don't think there's a man who can spend an entire year without even walking with the girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying. Surely.
No, going
For
where?
she said going for a walk.
Let's go
is
for a
date.
romantic
That is not a
stroll.
date.
That can be a date. You can decide, we're going to go for a picnic. You're going to carry your 2 crisps and a sandwich, and we're going to sit on the grass, and we're going to eat and talk. That's still a date.
In
That's
this
a date,
Nairobi?
yes.
Yeah. Even the walk is a date. But a
That's
whole
a
year
different
to
breed.
pass by.
It's a different breed
No.
of women. That's a different breed. The average woman, you have to take a restaurant, nice restaurant, you go cinema, watch a movie, after that you go to a Java,
I feel as if that's not what puts pressure on men to not do it as often. That's when you're hearing stories of a whole year has passed and that hasn't happened. I think those things are nice and are beautiful, but it doesn't have to be every single time. So that way, like when my standards are more about the experience, then we can do it every week, twice a week, stuff like that, because it's about spending quality time together. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I put it at twice a month minimum.
So you see, there are people who say spending quality time. You see, you mentioned here earlier that as long as someone gives you that attention, you will be okay. So this guy gives you attention. He visits you. You spend a lot of time together, but you've never gone out.
That cannot, I don't think.
He's busy. Remember, Rodney, you mentioned working from morning till evening.
Yes.
Does he ever eat his money then? What is happening?
Yeah.
he never gets to spend his money. He's just
He
working.
may take you out
24/7.
once, but not often. Rodney is mentioned twice there.
Twice a month. No, that's for me. That's for me. I think that's really necessary. She
So
might object it,
you'd
but-
recommend people. You'd recommend that people should go out.
Yeah.
a man should take the girlfriend out.
Yeah, twice a month minimum.
I don't mind that. I think that's okay. That's reasonable in a working environment if you're actually busy doing stuff. But I don't think that you're only seeing me twice a month. But going out for a date twice a month, that's fine.
That's
But
in a
you're still
working
seeing
85.
me. You know, you're
Yeah,
coming.
in the middle you go for those random walks you are saying. It's okay.
I don't. Those walks are the ones I don't understand much. But
Yeah, I don't
so
know
where are
how-
you going to?
You're just walking.
So you're walking.
You're walking.
Yeah.
From where? From the house.
Even those kind of neighborhood strolls in the estate over there, you're just there walking around. That's nice. And you talk
Aye.
about your
Privacy,
day.
but okay.
All right. Let me read a few of your comments here. Now, remember we've posted on our Facebook page. That's at Y254. I welcome your presence and your feedback there. Let me read. This is Kijana Mdogo. We asked the question, what do you look for while setting standards in a relationship? Okay, so Kijana Mdogo anasema mental health. I know Ayuma, we had a discussion on that. Kipto Kembo is saying self-respect, akili imetulia pia mpaka kupika lazima. And Loret Kapsoya iko locked in, show iko fire. Thank you so much, Kipto. Rasha Jose is saying count me in. A very good question there. Present from Nax City. Wow, thanks so much. Manu Original. Do you know American Original? Orijino.
He's original.
Original.
Very original.
My God.
He's saying he's watching live from Jordan. Thank you so much. This is the norm guy anasema kwani bado who set standards. Na si mko na guts saki. This they know. Saying people don't set standards nowadays. But I think
Which people? I mean, in Kenya, Ama,
yeah.
everybody I think sets standards.
I think what he's talking about, now you'll be disappointed. That's what he's saying. Your standards might be here, and then you'll get the shock of your life, and
then you have to lower them.
You humble yourself and bring yourself back down to
Yes.
here. But I don't think, and I think because we have that mentality, people start looking at you funny when you mention that you have standards, you know, because they're used to treating each other anyhow and treating each other badly, and people just kubali. So you can say that you're in a relationship, so you can say that you have a partner, but standards are important.
Man like Jamare saying self-discipline comes first. Watching us from Nyeri, thank you so much. This is Cartel Zion Train saying, watching us from Dakar. Skido Alilo saying this is hysterical. All right, Kiko. This is Jabi. He's saying it's a legend. Who is the legend, my brother? Who is the legend here? Talk to us. Talk to me. So we have this is Butu. This is Butu Jim. No, not Jim. Kim Serem is saying, watching from outer Gilgil. Waweru wa keyboard saying, Naivasha Mirama tuned in. Thanks so much to Tinasha Tasha. And nakuwa na pale Dennis. Nakuwa na Vincent Ogutu saying from Kiambu watching. This is Mre. So Mre is saying, mtu apige shughuli yake venye anataka. Mambo ya standards, hakuna. We piga shughuli yako venye unataka. Alright. Thank you so much for... You see, Levi, what? Okay. Wow. People don't care outside here. This is Amo J saying possibilities of the relationship to last more than an hour. Straight anniversary. How long do your relationships last, my friend? You just want yours to last for more than an hour?
An hour.
An hour. All right. Fred Arsenal Mofara, I'm tuning in from Naivasha and following you very keenly. This is where love is declared blind. It's definitely unpredictable. Love is blind.
Yeah, there's a flip side to it, where I don't know if nowadays it still exists, where you love someone unconditionally with. You know, when you fall in love with someone, regardless of your standards, you just pick it up and go.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that still exists.
It does. It does. And I think that's why you have to set those standards before the love comes and confuses you. And I think that's why
Confuses.
the love comes and confuses you. Because sometimes I don't think when it comes to your bare minimum standards, you know, like let's say for example, you have to have like, you know, the same religious beliefs and everything, things that will actually break up a relationship. You know, someone loves your parents, the relationship with their parents and all of that. Those are the core beliefs that you should have. Then you can fall in love and everything. Then that time you won't care about whether like, you know, all the physical stuff that we were talking about or him being an extrovert and all of those things. But sometimes love can blind you so much that you lose yourself and your original standards that you had that are so important that like I feel as if the relationship is doomed to failure or it just won't last long.
Now I want us to move forward, and of course I want to appreciate everybody for their participation. Thank you so much for talking to us. Keep engaging with us, okay? Let's move on to something else. Now there is one aspect that I know some have been waiting to hear. Financial independence. Standards. Setting standards in a relationship. Rodney is looking at...
Because I wanted to go fast.
Then we'll start with you.
No, I do.
He mentioned that.
Yeah. I believe, like, no, financial independence is very important for me as a standard in a relationship. And this also comes from somebody who's working, not just looking at the man to provide anything and everything, and me, I'm just sitting down.
Would you date a guy who is not financially independent?
If he has potential, and it depends on what stage in life we're at. So, for example,
She's just being political.
no, let me say this. What stage in life we're at, and like for example, we're both in university, and clearly no one is really working or getting cash like that at that point. You're both students. Yeah. But I know that he's a hard worker. I know he's about to, you know, he's going to graduate with this degree. I know that he'll hustle and hustle and hustle, make sure that he gets a job, all of that. You can see the potential of someone. You can see how, whether they're hardworking or lazy, and that can make you stay with that person and be able to bank on the fact that in the future there will be a point of financial independence.
But remember, you're both in campus.
Yes.
How can you know whether someone is hardworking, yet he doesn't have a job yet?
Even just grades and stuff like that, you know.
Grades.
Yeah. Is he failing in school?
So are you saying that people...
No, but honestly, like it's the amount of effort and that you're putting into what's your job at that moment. That moment, your job is to be a student. Your job is to study and to learn. So if you're not putting in that effort into that, how am I going to say that miraculously once we graduate, you're going to put that effort into your work?
Yeah, but I know so many people who put effort in their grades and not in the streets. And those who put effort in the streets later on come to employ the grade.
But you see, I like how you said that effort in the streets. That means even while he's not maybe passing and doing all of those things, he's still hustling. So he still has a business or some type of way that he's trying to make money.
Okay.
So you can still see that. But if you're just doing nothing, Kabisa, and there's no element of hard working that I'm seeing, then it can't work.
So the issue isn't just... So we are not talking about financial stability. We are talking about someone who is hardworking.
Yeah.
And has the potential to make that money.
Do you really... That is you, but do you really think that's the norm out here? You know, that could be you as a person.
Should that be an issue that we should set up? A hard-working person.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to have the money as long as you're hard-working.
Yeah.
Then that's a standard you set in a relationship.
Yeah. You know, there's a saying where women wait at the finish line to hug the winner. Yeah, it is indeed. And I'm pretty sure most let's say 90% would not have the patience to grow with a man. Most 95% would not have the patience to grow with a man. So to me, the narrative should be the other way around. If you, like you say, of course you're right. Yeah, if find someone who's ambitious, you stay with him, blah blah blah. Nini. It looks all beautiful, but Kograo, it's not like that. But it should be it should be that. The way you're saying, that's how it should be. But even you deep inside,
that's how it should
you
be.
know that's not.
No, but I think it truly is, by the way. And I'm not saying that like you're. I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't mean that you just have no money whatsoever and I'm just there chilling with you. But you're working. I can see that you're working hard. So even if you're bringing home that 10 bob, I can appreciate that.
One sad thing is, because of these issues of money, people go for sugar daddies. And I have no clue. That's a discussion for another day.
No, we can discuss it here. It's fine though, it's fine.
I want us to wrap it up.
Okay.
No time is not on our side. So I want to give you time to have a final word. Okay? Talk to people watching you today about setting standards in a relationship. What's your parting shot as we bring this to a close? Ayuma, let me start with you.
I'll say that relationships are so important. This is a person that you're going to hopefully spend the rest of your life with. That's the goal that I think many of us have. So it's important that you're setting yourself up for success in terms of what kind of partner do you want to have. It's important to write down a list, look at the qualities and attributes that you want this person to have, and then look at yourself and say, how would I be a good partner to this person? What qualities would I want to have in myself? So that it's not all pushing on to this one person. Even you're working on yourself to make sure that you are a good partner to someone else.
All right.
Yeah.
Rodney.
Yeah, so Big Boy Rodo, once again, follow me on IG, Twitter, Kila Mahali. So, what I'd say is that before you set standards, look at yourself first. Because we attract who we are. What are you bringing to the table, man? You're setting standards over there. I want to be this and that. But what are you bringing to the table? Where are you coming from? And understand this man. Understand his ambition. Are you able to work or move together with this person, either the man or the woman, and work together so that you can achieve a certain goal? So before you set your standards, look at yourself first. And then most importantly, pray. Pray for a good partner. Look for someone who's spiritual enough and not someone who's plastic.
Wow. Thanks so much, Ayuma.
Yes, thank you.
I appreciate it. Rodney.
Yes.
Big Boy Rodo.
Yes.
Asante sana.
Karibu sana.
And of course, engage with them on their
social media handles. I want to say a big thank you to everybody that has been participating with us. And let me just read one comment. Somebody is saying here that financial independence isn't applicable. My money, her money isn't ours. We are one and we complement each other. Anyway, keep talking to us. That brings us to the end of this evening discussion right here. Remember, we've been talking about setting standards in a relationship. What standards are you setting for yourself? My advice, let your standards come from God. My name is Ram Maguko, and this is Power Talk.